So I'm going to start off by reading a lot of economic policies from both Donald Trump and Joe Biden from what I can. So ultimately, another act that obviously had a intended purpose. And if you guys are coming at me in terms of saying it's obviously there's a side that you're choosing, well, you're damn right there's a side I'm choosing. I'm not Democrat, I'm not a leftist, I'm not a Biden supporter, but things seem pretty obvious to me when I'm looking at the economic policies that were being passed and the intent of the policies that are being passed, that who was trying or basically who's doing a better job in terms of impacting the economy. And one thing that is very nasty for me when people have these conversations with Trump and Biden, because ultimately I'm not mad at people saying, oh, look at what Trump did for the economy. In reality, these people just hear it all the time from Republicans. The reality is Trump was doing pretty good for the economy at the beginning, but when COVID hit, he was doing a terrible job. And then Joe Biden took office under COVID and had to fix the economy while COVID was existing. So people don't give Biden the grace that they give Trump, ignoring the fact that the economy actually went down when COVID hit under him. Whereas with Biden, ever since he got presidency when COVID started, it's just been going up. People don't want to take that into account. They want to mention thing about the tariffs and the tax cuts, but ultimately the tariffs weren't a good thing for America, and the tax cuts benefit business owners, which I respect. But okay, let's talk about the numbers, right? If we're talking about the numbers in terms of jobs, which is what affects people the most, we don't even really have to talk about GDP, even though GDP overall, I mean, it's really hard to measure because of COVID. But let's talk about unemployment. Let's talk about jobs. These are the things that matter the most to people. This is the thing that people credit Trump the most when it comes to putting jobs out there, when it comes to creating opportunities for the people. That's why the Trump tariffs exist in the first place, right? Well, under Trump, from January 2017 to January of 2021, it went from his beginning, the inauguration, to when he left office. 145.6 million jobs dropped to 142.6 million jobs, which is a negative 2% from his start to his finish in terms of the amount of jobs that existed under Trump. As for the unemployment rate, that went from 4.7% of unemployment to 6.3% unemployment. So, in both metrics, it went down under Trump. But let's talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden, and there's two kind of levels of statistics that I'm going to talk about. First, the level of statistics from Biden since the start of his presidency till now, and then the statistics of pre-pandemic numbers till now. And this is why it's going to matter in a second. So, from the start till now, there was 143 million jobs that existed. Obviously, it makes sense considering what Trump left off. It rose to 157.2 million jobs. That's a plus 10% increase. And as for the unemployment rate, it went from 6.3% from Trump to 3.7%. So it went to a level lower than Trump under Biden. But what about pre-pandemic numbers? Before the pandemic, right at the tail end of like Trump before the pandemic hit, and then it started going really, really bad. Well, pre-pandemic numbers till now is pre-pandemic, there was 152.4 million jobs under Trump pre-pandemic. Now it's 157.2 million. It's still increased by 3.1%. And as for unemployment, I think that one is a little different. The numbers are relatively the same. From pre-pandemic, it was 3.5% under Trump. Shout out Trump. Now it's 3.7%. So it went up by 0.2% pre-pandemic. Not a big change compared to the other numbers, but that is a change nonetheless. So with that said, the policies when it comes to Biden had better impact. They focused on America in a lot more depth, and the numbers don't back up Trump. So if we're talking about the economy, the biggest reason why people like Donald Trump, other than his populist rhetoric, and I'll be completely honest to you, I don't like Donald Trump. I think he's a terrible representation of America. So he said some recent stuff about how he would let Russia do whatever he wants. It's not good. But regardless, I had to do my due diligence. I had to look into, okay, everybody keeps on bringing the economics, the what Trump did for the economy. But when I looked into it, when I looked into the policies, when I looked into the statistics, they don't back up Trump. They actually back up Biden. Biden did better for the economy than Trump did. Now, obviously, it comes from your point of reference. If you're a business owner, you are going to hate what Biden did and you're going to love what Trump did. I'm a business owner. Tax cuts, and then Biden wants to increase corporate tax. I can understand why you would prefer Biden over Trump. But statistically, what it did for the people, there's no question. The fact that Biden was able to recover from the pandemic era so well, why people don't give him that credit? So that is all I got to say. And to answer the question that I asked you, or basically to reiterate the question that I asked you, who did a better job for the economy, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast episode. This is kind of a series that I'll be going down piece by piece in terms of Trump's presidency versus Biden's presidency. So next I'm going to go into a different category of both of them and what they did for the country. So we'll be kind of doing this for a while as this election kind of goes on, barring any other, like if I had to cover a really important topic. So we'll be doing this for a while. A lot of Trump and Biden stuff, a lot of research that has to go into it. But hope you guys enjoyed, of course. Y'all have a good one. Take care and peace. Oh, and stick around for the
If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, then this is going to be a cut down, shortened version of the full podcast. This is the most important point of the podcast, but if you want to see the full video version, then feel free to watch it on the Roku app on Pod Nations. If you want to see the full audio version, make sure you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify to listen to the full thing. Hope you guys enjoy this, like and subscribe, and let's return back to the episode.